tell us about this, dude. Tell us about this Miracle Morning. For those who haven't read it, obviously, you made the decisions. You started looking at other successful people, their rituals, their routines. And when was that? Just timeline of all of this?
It was 2008. So, right, the economy had crashed. And I was in denial. I was in denial about the economy. Like back with the car accident, I wasn't in denial. I was genuinely accepting of it. But when the economy crashed, I was like, people would say, you know, dude, aren't you concerned? I'm like, I create my own economy. Like I'm not, you know, like I don't watch the news. I'm not in the, you know, in the system, right? I'm not in the matrix. Like I'm doing my own thing, and I don't abide by their rules. I'm creating my own, you know. And then, well, my clients, like the, you know, the economy affected them. They lost their clients. They couldn't pay me, and that was real. You know, then I'm like, oh crap, and then I couldn't pay the mortgage, and so what happened was. I actually, a buddy of mine it was 6 months of this like downward spiral. I finally reached out for help. I hadn't done that at all. I was kind of keeping it to myself like we often do. Part of it was I was a success coach at the time. So talk about an identity crisis, Brian, to be like, I'm failing miserably and I'm trying to sell people on that they should hire me to coach them on being successful. Like I felt like a fraud. I felt like I wasn't capable of, you know, it was a mess. And so finally reached out to my buddy, and he encouraged me to he said, start running every morning, get blood and oxygen to your brain first thing in the morning so that you have more energy throughout the day, you think clearer, you make better decisions, you have more discipline. And I said, John, I hate running. What else could I do? And he said, what do you hate worse, running or your circumstances that you just described to me? I was like, all right, touche, I'll go for a run. And he encouraged me to listen to this Jim Rohn audio. In fact, that was his coaching to me was listen to some sort of self-help or business audio in the morning on that run. So while you're in a peak state, you're learning, right? And you can go run home, go into your office and apply what you're learning while you're in that peak state. And I was like, yeah, it makes sense. But I was hoping you'd give me like some business advice, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, here's how you make more money, right? So I listened to this Jim Rohn audio, the very first run that I go on the first morning. And I went on the run like begrudgingly. I'm going, oh my God, I hate running. I should be in my office working. Why am I running? You know? And I got this Jim Rohn audio in my ears. And within the first couple of minutes, he said this quote that changed my entire life. And it might have been because I was looking for any excuse to get out of running. So I heard the quote and went home to write it down. So that might have been it. I don't know. But Jim Rohn said, and I encourage anybody to write this down because this is the basis of the Miracle Morning, or at least the philosophy underlying it. And it's really the philosophy that still to this day underlies my life. And it's this one quote from Jim Rohn. And he said, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development because success is something you attract by the person that you become. And I'll say that again here here's how I define that. On a scale of 1 to 10, we all want level 10 success, right? And not just professionally. Like we want level 10 in everything. Level 10 health, level 10 happiness, level 10 relationships, spirituality. Like human beings, we have this innate drive and desire to live to our full potential and have the best life has to offer. It's just that we don't know how to get there. So we're down here wanting this life, right? And here's how I equated this in my head, what Jim said. Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development because success is something you attract by the person you become. So I realized I want level 10 success, but my level of personal development is like at a 2.
Yeah.
Like maybe a 3 on a good day. And this is the disconnect, I believe, for our world. That's why my mission is this Miracle Morning. Because if you dedicate time every day to your personal development, consistent, focused time, then day by day, you become a better version of the person that you were when you went to bed the night before.
Yeah, right on.
And as you become a level 5 person, you achieve level 5 success. It starts to happen automatically because you think that way. And when you become a level 10 person, level 10 success meets you head on. And that was my theory. And so when I went home, I didn't start by looking for like morning rituals were popping up in my searches. But what I was Googling was, what do the world's most successful people do for personal development? What are the best personal development rituals of CEOs? Like I just kept Googling anything that would pop in my head around personal development related to millionaires, really like figuring that out.
Yeah.
And so the morning ritual thing, I was like, yeah, I know they do morning rituals. Like I'm not doing that. And then I came across 6 practices.